But how long have you been doing them throughout the country?
Oh, since Star Trek first came on.
Really?
And before that, because I was doing other things too.
Okay. What's the thing that you like most then about doing Comic-Cons?
Oh, the fans. They're, they know more about me than I know. And sometimes it's very refreshing. And sometimes it's very sobering.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do, I care about it because I care about the fans. And they know that. They'll always know.
Yeah.
You know, if you're there just to get through it and get out, or whether you have a rapport with them, and I do, and this darn thing keeps coming apart, and it makes it interesting, you know. If it's not interesting, then I usually walk out of the room. But it makes it interesting, not only for me, but for my fans and for the press. So it's a win-win-win situation.
You know, you've been doing it for the circuit for several decades now, and you've seen the kind of evolution of what Comic-Cons, you know, used to be. It literally was just comic books, and now it's this huge multimedia pop culture celebration.
Yes.
So with that, what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about Comic-Cons?
Oh, I haven't the slightest idea. I think it depends on whether they were with it when it was just about comics or books, you know. People who were involved in it were coming from the same place they were. And then it evolved to include what I do and what a lot of other people do. A lot of people come to sell their books, you know, or to let the world know. Quiet. A lot of people do it to let the world know they're still active, you know, and it's fun being coming from that point.
Do you like the evolution that Comic-Cons have turned into? Do you like it the present form?
Yes, very much, because they have a broader range that you can talk about. So you don't just come and talk about, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, me. You can talk about all the things that are going on. Many times, the things that are going on simply in the city where you are, you know, and that's about people, so that's about me, and me about them, and you have, and the project that you're doing, like in my circumstance, Star Trek, you know, is our mutual interest. And then they always want to know what else I'm doing, you know, and I'm doing a lot of things. I'm writing, I'm still writing, producing, and going out on productions like these when I can, because they were there when no one was. You know, when you, if you were lucky, you got on television for something, you know, until your show got big enough. And that show got big enough, then everybody wants you to come in and talk to them, and that's kind of fun too, to realize where you came from and where you're going, and so it makes it interesting.
What's like the number one thing that fans want to say to you when they get to meet you?
Oh, I'm not sure. It's been so long, and they've been fans for so long. Probably, since they know everything about me to begin with, you know, from the beginning, it's probably what I'm currently doing, or things I care about, things they care about. You know.
Why do you think Star Trek has just, you know, it was a show that only lasted 3 seasons on network, but its popularity has been around since. It just continued. It's always been a constant.
It simply won't die.
But why is that? Why?
Because it's fantastic. it touches people where they were when it first came out and they discovered Star Trek, and the Star Trek stars were interesting. We could have our lives and Trekdom, you know, and other interests, producing, directing, acting, things. What they do, and they're very interested in what's been happening to us individually and collectively over the years.